basketball stars in the world are gathered here in Phoenix, Arizona for a celebration of the America game. We at TNT beginning our second decade of coverage of All-Star Weekend, and we begin it all with All-Star Saturday night from America West Arena in beautiful Phoenix.
Not him I wanted. Then do what you wanted.
When the smoke clears, who will be left standing as champion of the AT&T long-distance shootout? Will it be the Pacers' brash gunslinger Reggie Miller, the Spurs rifleman Chuck Person, Phillies' first-time All-Star Dana Barros, Chicago Bulls long-range bomber Steve Kerr, Miami's top gun Glen Rice, or hometown favorite Thunder Dan Marley? The league's best marksmen take dead aim on the top prize in an old-fashioned Western shootout.
Miami Heat's all-time leader in scoring and three-point shooting, making his second appearance in the long-distance shootout, Glen Rice.
Next competitors, Chuck Person will be on the left. Maybe you'll follow him. Glen Rice on the right. They'll have 60 seconds. Top two scores so far, Burrell 19 and Kerr 13.
Now Chuck basically is a standstill shooter.
Glen Rice also being very, very meticulous and methodic in his shot. Makes two of his first five.
Same with Person.
Drifting a little bit left here, Glen Rice. This time a little bit right. His balance does not look good. He makes one of his first four. The money ball, he does not get to one of his five in that rack.
Now Chuck right now looks like, yeah, he needs to hit like 3 in a row.
That's what Glen Rice has done. He's hit 4 in a row, Hubie, and 5 in a row, including the money ball. So on the top of the floor, he got himself in rhythm. I think Glen Rice is going to have to pick up his pace a little bit, though.
This is the deepest point for them to shoot at. Chuck Person just has not been able to get into the rhythm.
Glen Rice has got a terrific rhythm going right now. He's going to take it right down to the wire. The money ball does not go, but he had the best rhythm of all the shooters that I saw in the first 2-3 rounds there.
Chuck Person hit that money ball just at the buzzer. It will count. We had him unofficially for 14 for Rice and 12 for, we're going to go 16 for Rice and 15 for Chuck Person. And that would put them up in the standings here. And Charles Barkley, who's with us. Charles, as we take a look at the replays for the shooting here of Person and Rice, of course, Chuck Person, one of your former Auburn alums.
I think what you saw there was these guys are definitely standard jump shooters. And this situation might be difficult for both of them because you do have to rush a shot. They're both standing jump shooting. They had to rush, and both of them look a little bit uncomfortable.
You know, watch Chuck Person's left hand on the ball. Normally your left hand is flat. Look at his left hand. He gets a lot of left thumb into his shot, and therefore you have a tendency sometimes to be a little inconsistent. Now look at the left hand of Glenn Robinson. When his hand comes off the ball, you see very little left thumb into his shot, more of a right hand shot. That's where you get the classic release and the good rotation.
At this level, it's the old story. It's style. It's style, and we see a lot of guys do things differently, but they have the athletic ability to excel.
So here's who's going to advance. Burrell, Miller, Rice, and Person will advance. Kerr, Anderson, Barros, and local hometown favorite Dan Marley do not. We'll be back with round 2 right after this. Back to the semifinals of the AT&T long distance shootout. Our 4 who advanced from the group of 8 are Glen Rice, Chuck Person, Reggie Miller, Scott Burrell, and they will shoot in that order from left to right. Rice, Person, Miller, and Burrell. The interesting thing to me is Scott Burrell only took 6 3-pointers all last year. This year, he has taken 149. Now, the first one will be Glen Rice, and here's where Glen got his big points. Look at the shorter 22 right at the top of the arc.
Well, everyone likes that spot. You know, if you were going to shoot against Glen Rice right now, you would take him to the top of the circle.
No
Bob.
question about it. It's my favorite spot.
Well, you know, interesting, I think also, too, is, you know, when you double team the post, many instances that first pass out is that top of the circle shot. That's where guys practice a lot. 1 year ago, the high for the first round was Dale Ellis at 20. Scott Burrell at 19. The guy who won it, Mark Price, he only had 15 in that first round, but came in with
21 and 24.
So look out for Glen Rice. Remember, 22 feet all the way around this year.
I find it interesting that he lifts his head and and his shoulders go back on the release.
Yeah, normally when you do that, the shot will fall short.
That's right.
Got the money ball.
See, he goes to the other side and he gets it over his right, so he doesn't cross his body.
Main thing is to take time and lock in with your eyes.
Look at the top of the key again. Boy, does he love this.
He got him all this time.
Man, oh man, does he make hay up there?
I think the thing you're seeing is Glen Rice does not like to shoot going to his right. That's why he goes to that side of the rack. He prefers to go left when he makes the shot.
He's got a good rhythm right now, and I thought he had a good rhythm in the first round also. He's not in a hurry. He's almost got the clock in his head that he's got plenty of time.
Got a good bounce, and he hit the money ball.
The old story, you have to have that good spin, and he had it.
That's that shooter's touch, Hubie.
That's right. Beautiful.
Glen Rice, Miami's all-time scoring and three-point leader, gets 19, and he has a very good start, Charles.
Now, were you just giving a scouting report on him during the course of the game?
Oh, he doesn't go right to shoot. He goes left. He's gonna make that. He got a great jump shot. He's a very streaky shooter, but he wants to go left.
You know, a lot of people would say, Charles, now why would a right-handed shooter like to go left to shoot and not go right? I always felt I shot better going left because your shooting hand was right at the basket rather than have to shoot against your body. And a lot of people don't understand for a right-handed shooter, in many instances, it's easier to go left.
It is. It's definitely a lot easier. But you played?
Long time ago. That's when they had laces on the ball, Charles.
You were the #1 pick in the draft, weren't you?
1973.
Oh, wait a second.
Charles, you made me blush.
Hey,
you
come
made
on,
me
now
blush,
reach in your
Charles.
pocket right now. Reach in your pocket.
As you see, Glen Rice with 19 points. He hit 4 money balls, and at one point, Glen Rice hit 7 in a row.
Say his three-point shooting could be a major factor for the San Antonio Spurs in the playoffs. If Dennis Rodman's a big one, you can rebound.
It's only 16 for Chuck Person. Our first shooter, Glen Rice, had 19. Person now with 16, and the top 2 will advance.
He loves those 2 angle areas.
There's 15. There's 16. There's 17. 19 for Reggie Miller. Strong finish. Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing.
They're upset because Mourning wanted Scotty Burrell to advance, so he was upset there.
That's 15. This is going to be close.
Better take his time.
That one didn't get it. 17. Now the top 2 shooters advance, and they are Rice and Reggie Miller.
Oh, that last one was a heartbreaker.
So the shootout for the 1995 AT&T Championship. Glen Rice and Reggie Miller when we come back.
You got some.
The money ball is everything. We're ready now with Rice is going to shoot first at the coin toss. Glen Rice won the toss over Reggie Miller. Miller called it tails. It was heads. Rice won toss and will shoot first. Charles, any thoughts on shooting first or second in this last round?
Well, it depends on how well you do. If you get off, seriously, if you get off to a good start, the guy's going to feel a little pressure if he's shooting second.
60 seconds, Glen Rice.
So far tonight, not one player has made 20 points.
With a shorter line.
Nice rhythm.
Yeah, he does. He's bringing down range.
Nice high-arching shot.
He hadn't hit many.
Better range some more.
Now that top has been good. The top of the circle is where he is really caught up in this competition. Let's see if he can do it once again.
Needs this one.
My goodness, 4 out of 5 and didn't even hit the rim on 4 of them.
Remember, previous scores don't come into play here. It's simply head-to-head competition between Glen Rice and Reggie Miller.
If he posts 18, that's going to be tough to beat.
all-time record is 25.
With 19 in a row, as you had said before.
Craig Hodges
that's amazing.
has the all-time record for most points made. Of course, this year there will be a new three-point champion because Mark Price, with his injury, couldn't come in to enter here. So let's take a look at Glen Rice again.
Well, this is his area where he's buried them all night long. It's the comfort zone.
Classic jump shot. Look at the nice follow through. And Hubie, just to expound on your point, he made 13 out of 15 from the top in the 3 rounds. Look at the nice follow through, the nice rotation. You know, he does move his head back a little bit, and I'm surprised that with his head moving that he has that kind of success. No, he's moving too quickly on his money ball to get to the next rack.
Yeah. Got to beat 17. Still in there, though.
He needs his money ball this rack.
He didn't get it.
He's done. He can't win it now.
He can tie with all 6. He's out of there. Reggie Miller is not able to catch Chuck Person. And we have a new AT&T long distance champion. Glen Rice is our new long-distance shootout champion with 17 points. Glen Rice. We have a new champion in the AT&T long-distance shootout just concluded here from America West Arena. Miami's all-time scoring and three-point leader wins it. Glen Rice. He beat Reggie Miller in the championship round. Scotty Burrell was 3rd, Chuck Person 4th, and here's the presentation of the AT&T Long Distance Trophy to Glen Rice. David Robertson, the VP of Advertising and Promotions for AT&T, with the presentation. And now let's go to Craig Sager.
Well, Bob, I'm saying between the 2 finalists, first Glen Rice. You won the toss, you put the heat on. What was the decision there? Why'd you want to go first?
Well, I thought if I went first and put up a lot of points, and it put a little pressure on Reggie, and worked out to my advantage.
As you were moving around, it seems as soon as you got to the top of the key, Hubie and Doug were talking, you felt comfortable. That's where you got your momentum, the rhythm, the confidence.
I was rushing the shot a little bit, and I was a little nervous. I'd never been into the final round, and I just wanted to relax. And once I got into the groove, it became much easier.
Larry Bird, Craig Hodges, Mark Price made a habit of winning this. You plan to be back and do this twice, 3, 4 times?
I'll do it as many times as it takes.
This is the NBA on NBC. Today, it's the Orlando Magic versus the Miami Heat.
A capacity crowd, better than 15,000 turning out at the Miami Arena for the Magic and the Heat. Orlando coming in at 55-22. They lead the Eastern Conference, but they're now 3 games in front of the Knicks, who have been coming on, while Orlando has lost 3 of its last 4 games. In the race for the 8th and final playoff spot in the East, Miami is still alive, but barely breathing. They trail Boston by 3 games, and they are 1 behind Milwaukee. And for Miami, it's been a very disappointing season. A revamped lineup, a new coach. They've been hearing all kinds of bad reaction, boos from the home crowd. But despite all this, Glen Rice having his finest season in the NBA, and he is clearly the major concern of the Orlando Magic.
And to show you how disappointing, one of the few highlights for the Heat was Glen Rice winning the three-point contest at All-Star Weekend. But Glen Rice is putting up outstanding numbers, and he is starting to augment his game by driving more and posting up. But if the Heat are to have any chance at all today of knocking off an angry Orlando Magic team, Glen Rice will have to have a huge game.
Over the last 14 games have split at 7 up and 7 down. The rookie out of Arizona, Khalid Reeves, in the backcourt with Billy Owens, 6'9", big guard position being played by Owens. John Sally up front with Kevin Willis and Glen Rice. And the Miami Heat now being coached by 39-year-old Alvin Gentry, who took over from Kevin Loggery back in mid-February. Loggery now Miami's director of player personnel. Alvin Gentry had never been a head coach on the high school or college level. He's been an assistant at Miami the past 4 years. And the Miami Heat hearing the boos throughout that contest, although they came from behind to win. The steal by Owens, finding Rice.
Well, that's what I'm talking about for the Miami Heat when they get that opportunity off the steal like that. Nice defensive play by Billy Owens, and not a real good pass, but Glen Rice did an outstanding job of catching that ball and finishing. Wasn't ready for it, and the easy pass to Shaq.
Could be a field day here for Shaquille. Rice knocks down the three. Miami does not have the dominant center going with the combination of John Sally and Matt Geiger. Here is Rice. Yes. Glen Rice off to the fast start, and the game is tied at 7.
And Glen Rice got a nice clean look.
O'Neal giving it up on the double team, but it's stolen. It's a 4-on-1. Reeves for Owen. Anderson was trying to draw a charge. Remember also earlier this season there was much speculation concerning the possibility of a deal for Scottie Pippen, and the talk was Glen Rice and Ronnie Cycling for Pippen.
Yeah, and Glen Rice's name is constantly coming up in trade rumors, mainly because he is the best player on the Miami Heat and has the most valuable. The rumor before was he and Willie Burton going to the Clippers last year for Danny Manning, which never came about, or what was supposed to.
Well, Willis, after missing his first 4, able to hit. Early going, replaced by Brian Shaw.
It's a good job by Glen Rice to be active against a good defender like Donald Roll and challenge him and draw those fouls.
Willis off the lead from Reeves. Very spirited start here by the Miami Heat, and they lead by 3 points.
Well, Martin, they got to know from watching a lot of tape that the Orlando Magic have been very lax in getting back on defense, so when they get that clean rebound or steal, they will get an easy one at the other end.
And this capacity crowd here in Miami reacting to the good early play of the Heat. Marv Albert with Matt Dukas and Ahmad Rashad from the Miami Arena. Quick release by Glen Reeves, who used the pick. Anderson for 3. The back tap from Sally. Fast break opportunity for the Heat. Rice for 3. Yes. Oh, Glen Rice on fire. Miami with a 19-17 lead on Orlando. Here is Rice, who is certainly feeling it. Glen Rice with 12. He's hit on 5 of 6. Anthony Hardaway has tied the game at 21. So Kevin Willis's teammates upset with him. He was upset with his teammates. Oh, there's Glen Rice again. Willis upset with his teammates for reacting to him publicly. Rice with 14 of the Heat's 23 points. With a good start, he's hit his first 3 shots. Oh, really? Owens taking it to the hoop with authority, and the Heat leads by 2 with just under 1 minute left in this opening quarter. Glen Rice with a terrific start, 6 of 8 from the field, 14 points in all, hit a couple from downtown. He is one of the all-time three-point shooters. In fact, he is number 4 in terms of attempts. As Billy Owens handles against Dennis Scott. Second quarter underway. Kevin Willis drawing a double team. Shot clock is down to 5. Here's Matt Geiger sweeping in. Matt Geiger in his 3rd NBA season. Player, he feels that is his role, but he's also picked up his scoring. Nice pass from Gamble. Owens could not convert, but Owens with the rebound.
Oh, we've seen some terrific defensive sequences by Miami throughout this first half. That last one was a beauty because Matt Geiger was just so active in the rotation, and when they move that quickly, they'll be effective defensively.
Willis from deep. Run down by Rice with no conscience. Just grabbed it, turned, fired, and it's all going in for Glen Rice.
Fixed one little mechanical error.
Foul on Bowie.
This is preying on Shaq's mind right now, but there's a number of things that have gone awry. The grip has gotten too wide right now. Correct it with one improvement and see how that works for the next week or so.
Reeves, Alvin Gentry recently going with Pritchard. Keith Haskins with his first field goal.
New York defends Michael, thinking about giving up 55 last time they saw it.
Glen Rice with 21 points for the Magic. Knocked away from Bowie. Nearly picked off by Anderson. Miami with the ball down by 3. Rice, yes, three-pointer for Rice. He now has 24. He's 4 of 5 from downtown. Anthony Bowie. A dribble kept alive by Rice, who was able to get it down court. What a play! And Kevin Willis finished it off. I don't know what Anthony Bowie had on his ball. Apparently that was a pass attempt. Anderson for Eccles. Kevin Gamble shooting. Miami 50 and Orlando 48. Swinging in. Rebounded by Willis and a foul on Grant.
Well, Shaq forcing the issue in there, trying to power through Kevin Willis and Matt Geiger.
Rice. And he was hacked. So Glen Rice. Glen Rice with 25 points. The rest of the Heat with 25. I'd have to say, Matt, this is the best performance in the city of Miami by Rice.
And the way that Glen Rice just came off that last screen was textbook. He waited for it to be set.
Reeves and Owens at the guard. Sally, Rice, and Willis up front. Nice move. It counts. And the foul. And it's Orlando 61 and Miami 57. Kevin Willis loves that baby hook from that particular spot. Reeves getting it down low to Owens. Oh, slammed home. Sally with his first field goal.
Glen Rice did get a hand in his face. That probably felt a little bit better. You don't like to get too open on those kinds of plays.
Kevin Willis has 14 points. Averaging better than 30 a game, plus 16 rebounds the last 5 games. There is the jump hook by Kevin Willis.
It's a cop-out defense. Oh, I'm going to double team, and that's not my man, and somebody didn't rotate, and somebody didn't pick up. I'd like to see teams do throughout the course of the game, everybody just play your own man and see how it works for a while, and not getting 3 seconds called off.
Rice for 3. Glen Rice, 5 of 6 from downtown, 32 points in all, and the game is tied at 70.
And that with a hand in his face with the lineup that the Magic have out there right now, they can switch on almost every play.
Shoveling to Royal. Play by Willis to keep it away from O'Neal. Here's Owens eluding Hardaway. And the game is tied at 72. In Orlando's last game, the losing effort against the Celtics in Boston. Shot clock at 4. Willis. Well, Kevin Willis has had the touch in this third quarter.
Penny Hardaway. Glen Rice busca, sigue arriba de línea de 3 puntos. Se la entrega a Glen Rice. Rice busca, Lisa lanza fuera. ¡Sí! Miami Heat ahora con 78.
Very nicely done by Jose.
Where did he get that? When you make field goals at that clip.
Rice, once again, from downtown. He's 6 of 7 from three-point land for the Magic. Out over to Royal. And here comes Reeves. Owens. Nice move. Billy Owens able to recover after he mishandled that inside pass, and it leads to a Orlando timeout with 1:50 to go in the third. It's the Magic 87 and the Heat 83. Haskins back on the floor along with Kevin Gamble. Reeves handling against Hardaway. Nice move by Reeves. Able to penetrate. Brings the Heat within 2.
And Khalid can get in there. Sometimes the problem is he gets too deep before he makes a decision. Had no problem that time.
By as many as 9 earlier this third quarter. What a change of pace move by Reeves.
And Kevin Gamble was just moving away from the play.
In fact, he has had the reputation of a shoot-first mentality. As a senior, he averaged under 3 assists per game. Rice again. 39 for Glen Rice. His career high back in April of 92, 46. 97, and the Heat 90. Early 4. Reeves to the left hand.
Oh, strong move by Khalid Reeves and able to ward off Shaquille O'Neal with the right side of his body. Well, Howard had some bright moments. He was getting a starting situation when Billy Owens was hurt and scoring well, but they're still trying to figure out what Harold Miner can do to help this ball club.
What a move by Rice. Sitting down, here's Rice. Nice delivery. Owens could put it down. Geiger with the tip. And Miami within one.
That's a beautiful pass by Glen Rice, and there are some of the things you can do when you're having the hot hand he is.
Rice on a quick release. Oh, he is deadly. 43 for Rice. Looking to surpass the franchise record for this club held by Rice. 20, the Heat with 2 and a 20. Reeves is back on the floor. Khalid Reeves, who has had an outstanding game, fires for 3. And he has tied it at 101.
Man out and keep Khalid Reeves from penetrating, which he does so well, but the man guarding Khalid didn't recover it quickly enough.
14 points and a career-high 13 assists for the product of the Bronx, Khalid Reeves. Game tied 101. Hardaway stepped out of bounds.
Reeves and Khalid held his ground and forced a turnover.
Just under 5 minutes remaining in the fourth. Rice, yes! 45 points for Glen Rice. High for Miami that ties his season high in the game.
Well, that last one was so flat mainly, again, because he does not bend the knees at the right time.
Rice, yes! 47 points. That is a franchise record. Glen Rice, who 3 years ago scored 46 against Orlando, now with 47, and the Heat leading by 2. Rice, yes! from the field. Yes, Michael Jordan's 55 is in sight with 3:43 to go in the fourth quarter. He's hit his last 4. He's given Miami a 4-point lead.
Shoe earlier, that time he lost his footing to get clear. Horace Grant came, but way too late.
3:43 to go in the fourth. You are watching the NBA on NBC. Hardaway. The tip by Grant.
By the Magic that time. Good pressure on the ball and a nice switch with Bowie and Anderson.
Anderson, he's tied it up at 107. Checking with Ahmad Rashad over at the Miami bench. Ahmad?
All right, Mark, during that last time out, Alvin was telling his team that they were taking the shots too quickly. They want him to run the offense. They wanted to set up some isolates for Glen Rice. First of all, nothing's there. Run through the offense. And on the other end, try to keep Orlando off the boards. Mark?
Ahmad, here is Rice for 3. 7 of 8 from downtown. 52 points for Rice. 3 away from Michael Jordan's season high. Anthony Bowie. That's a 2-pointer. It brings Orlando within 1 as we come up on 2 minutes remaining. Team fouls on Orlando. Reeves for 3. Yes! The Heat 113 and the Magic 109. Rice guarded by Anderson. Now picked up by Hardaway. And he's fouled on a reach-in by Hardaway. That will put Orlando over the limit, so Rice will go to the line where he is 5 out of 6.
They had a chance to be aggressive with their defense.
He has now scored 53 points. He is 20 of 27 from the field, 7 of 8 from downtown, and Glen Rice is 1 point away from the single-game high for this season, the 55 scored by Michael Jordan. He is receiving a standing ovation from this capacity crowd. A minute 14 left in the fourth. They're down by 6. Anderson trying the 3 and hits. Gets the roll. 3-point Miami lead. We are down to a minute 1 remaining.
From the free throw line throughout this year. No problem with that one.
He's 4 of 5 people. 54 points for Rice. 19 assists coming off the 19 assists the other night. 38 points for Shaquille Hardaway. And the Heat is up by 3. 50 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Foul is given up right there. They'll put Askins at the line.
Enough, the guy who has had the most trouble, Glen Rice, who shoots 86% from the line.
Free throw shooter. Hits both to give Miami a 119-114 lead. And again, the crowd responds. Leads. Orlando is 4-15 now from downtown. Anderson guarded by Askins for 3. Rebound Grant, but a loose ball foul has been called. A push out. So Rice, who is 7 for 8 from the line with 2 shots, looking to hit his 55th point. I can just see the New York Knicks watching this game and saying, oh, this is just what Michael needs. A little motivation to now surpass Glen Rice tomorrow. 56 points for Glen Rice, and that is an NBA season high. 7-point Miami lead. Half minute to go in the fourth. Grant from 3. And a foul is called. Askins was run into. He is a good free throw shooter. Magic on the way to 5 straight losses on the road. 14 of the last 18, and the last 4 against sub-500 teams. Grant pops it back out. We're down to 15. Anderson for 3. Nick Anderson with 20 points in his return to the lineup. 5-point lead for Miami. 14 seconds to go, and Rice takes a timeout. And now Owens with the inbound. Got it to Reeves, and very fortunate, was able to whip it to him through a crowd.
Too late right now, as they've been very tough on situations on inbound plays.
To Seattle, and then Utah. It's a 6-point lead for Miami. Hardaway for 3. We're down to 5 seconds. Owens holding the ball, just looking to work the clock down, and that will do it. The Miami Heat defeating the Orlando Magic 123-117. Thanks to the storybook performance by Glen Rice. A franchise record 56 points. That's the high for the season in the NBA.
Right from the opening tip-off, Glenn, you had that stroke going.
It was. I was trying to come out, get in rhythm early, and my team was really working hard to get me open, and I owe it to them tonight.
With Orlando coming in here, a lot of talk about them not being able to win on the road. They figured they're going to come in here and win this one here. It seemed to me like you guys had a matter of professional pride, that you weren't going to let that happen.
We did. We felt that they were going to try and come in here and embarrass us somewhat, and we picked it up on all phases of our game, and we're not going to be denied today.
All right, congratulations on a great performance, Glenn. All right, back to you, Marv.
All right, so the race for top spot of the East Conference still up for grabs, and for top record in the NBA. Glen Rice leading the way. Again, the final score, Miami 123, Orlando 117.